Childhood trauma and intimacy anorexia. That's our topic today. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. If you got a question, put it in the box. I want to talk about some of the causes of intimacy anorexia. And one of them is sexual trauma or emotional trauma. Another one is a lack of attachment towards the opposite gender parent. And a third one is also role model neglect. And I want to explain this a little bit. I don't need to explain sexual abuse. Sexual abuse traumatizes your spirit, soul, and body. It flips your whole paradigm from trust to mistrust. It's connected to intimacy, so not trusting intimacy would be a normal response to sexual trauma. And so a person goes into their marriage or their relationship mistrusting at a very core level and being suspicious, and their mind is kind of anxiously scanning for data to support why this person can't be trusted, so they can maintain distance because they believe if they can maintain distance, they can be safe. And so the intimacy anorexia is a whole structure that creates an illusion of safety. You know, being too busy for your spouse, blaming them, withholding love, withholding praise, withholding spirituality, withholding sexual connection. You might have sex, but you're not connected during sex. You know, unwilling to share your feelings, using anger or silence as a way to control, having a negative narrative towards your spouse so you can justify why you keep pushing them away, because you want to be safe. You want distance because distance equals safety. And that can be rooted in a sexual trauma. And so that could be part of why someone is intimacy anorexic. These are root causes. The other one, not having attachment with a cross-gender parent. It might be that they died. It could be that there was divorce. It could be that there was abandonment. There could be that mom or dad was emotionally just not present at all. They came home. They just didn't really connect to you. Even if they cleaned the house and worked hard and did everything right, it never felt like they saw you. And so early on, you just shut down and you move into functionship as relationship. And you never really got moved into actually intimacy as a relationship. And so you're unskilled, it's unfamiliar, and it also might be very scary because you've survived so long without being known. And to actually have someone want to know you could be really scary. So that could also be a trauma that has happened. So if a young boy has a mom who maybe she's not present, or worse, you know, she's overly either abusive or invasive, you can't trust her. Every time you tell her a secret, she uses it against you. And so you learn how not to trust women. And the same can be true of a young woman who has a father who's abusive, neglectful, or intrusive, or weaponizes their intimacy. And it makes sense. You know, who wants to be intimate with someone who's not safe? And you can't be intimate with someone who's not there. Now, the third one is role model neglect. And that is really kind of where both parents, and this can be cultural in some situations, where neither parent is really emotionally skilled or available, and the whole house is kind of cold. Sometimes even sleep in different bedrooms. You don't see affection. You don't see the hugging, the touching, the joking about physical intimacy. You don't see any playfulness in the relationship. And so you make the assumption, as you would, because this is the normal to you, is that that's what relationships are. You just kind of function and get along, eat meals together, and go to bed in different rooms. And so that role modeling can also be a trauma that needs to be kind of addressed. Now, the important thing is it doesn't really matter how you become an intimacy anorexic. Okay, just like it doesn't matter how you become a drunk. It doesn't matter how you become a sex addict. Because regardless of how you become it, there is a known path to recovery and healing. Okay, if you haven't gone to intimacyanorexia.com, do that. Okay, if you do go to counseling for intimacy anorexia, you need to have someone who's actually certified in treating intimacy anorexia. Okay, you can go to aasat.org, or you can call my office, 719-278-3708. You want someone who really gets this stuff. Because when you're an intimacy anorexic, you're causing a problem by starving your spouse, called married and alone, and that for them is a trauma. So living with you as an anorexic can be traumatizing to them. And so you want to heal you. Okay, there are groups, there's counseling, there are videos, there's a whole training, a 45-hour training that we have for counselors on this. We have many clients buy that. because they want to get better and they want to heal. So the trauma might be a root cause, but it's not the stop sign in your life. It just tells you that what you got to clean up. And as you clean up, I've seen thousands of men and women who have healed from intimacy anorexia over 40 years. And so I want to encourage you, if any of these are causes for your intimacy anorexia or the one that you love, they're going to have to address this issue. You're going to have to look these issues straight in the face, and you're going to have to deal with them. And you might need help to do that. But I can tell you, what I've also seen is thousands of people being able to be lovers again, be able to be friends, be able to be connected to their spouse, be able to have great sex better than ever before in their life. Their heart is open and they are connected. So I want to encourage you. Take your next step. Give us a call, 719-278-3708. Go to the website that's on the screen, and you might want to get the Intimacy Anorexia book and the Married Alone book. That's in the description, because we want you to take next steps. And so if you have yet to subscribe to our channel, we have lots of information on this topic. If you have a question, put it in the box. And I just want to say, take your next step.